Right, so very interesting. We thought we were all ready to go with the place on Foyle Street, which is an old early 20th century, so let's say 1920s property. And now we've just seen the place on Pier Street, which is it's a lot more Airbnb ready. It's about the same price, gorgeous black backyard, impeccably maintained. I mean, just gorgeous. So I think that's probably the one we're going to go for. And meanwhile, here's the view at the entrance to Bluff Harbour. So look at that, tide streaming out of there. And then here's Sarah. And there's Kitty.
That's fine.
And so there's TY Point again, the aluminium smelter for which we need lots of
electricity, my darling.
Yeah.
It uses at least 20% of New Zealand's electricity. It's got big old pylons going from there to there. There to there.
You heard it here first, folks.
Did you fart in the car?
No?
You sure?
No. It's all on video. Yesterday was a bit of an upsy-downsy day, so we were preparing to put an offer in on a 1910 or thereabouts villa, drop dead gorgeous, but I think we fell in love with the place without really thinking the business implications through, because there wasn't really the Airbnb potential was not short term, and it could have been a money pit. So anyway, we then went on to see a place further along in Bluff, and it's really nice. It's an old place again. But it's all been absolutely impeccably maintained. Has a huge yard. A lot of Airbnb potential, so we're going to be putting an offer in on that place later today. So need to go and have a chat with Invercargill City Council about their consenting processes. This is Invercargill, the main city in Southland. So the entire Southland region only has 100,000 people across 30,000 kilometres, so very, very low population density. And when you think that Invercargill City has 50,000 of those, you begin to see that it is an empty province. So interesting morning. Met with Invercargill City Council. Really, really nice guys. I think, as with all building and consent people, if you're showing willing to do right, then they'll have the conversation, they'll give you guidance. That's great, because it stops you getting into a hole. So we're pretty comfortable that we can do what we wanted to do, what we need to do in terms of establishing an Airbnb business. So we're off to go and see Demolition World, which is near the top of TripAdvisor's things to do in Invercargill, which we'll let you know how that goes. So this is Demolition World. So it's basically a building recyclers. It's pretty awesome. So I think we'll be back, because when we do the extension, we'll certainly want to make it look authentic.
Yeah.
Oh, see, cool.
We could have one.
Okay, so chickens everywhere.
Oh my god, it's a Darth Vader barbecue!
So the whole little chapel building. Right, like this.
splendid.
So, we've just left the lawyers after signing our lives away. So we've made the decision. We're buying a place high on the hill in Bluff. So that's quite exciting. So I suspect some of you in the audience are coming to the conclusions that we are rash lunatics. Lunatics, I say. You know, where's the thought? Where's the planning? Where's the... So look, welcome to our world. So no, there's a lot of gut feel. I mean, look, the bottom line is we know we can live there very happily. So that's for sure. So if necessary, you know, we just get sort of more conventional jobs and they don't have to be very demanding jobs because we're home free. We've used cash to buy the property. So
Welcome to Slope Point. As I have pedantically said on several occasions, this is the southern point of the South Island. And so that's an interesting bit of geography there. So, you know, the equator is 5,140 kilometres away, the South Pole is 4,803 kilometres away. So we're only just over halfway, you know, between the equator and the South Pole, and yet you tend to think of New Zealand sticking out, you know, being a long way south. It's not. So here we are at Curio Bay, and just another stunning deserted beach. And you've got to remember, this is the Easter weekend, so you know, okay, it's not midsummer, but our experience of New Zealand is that even in midsummer, a place like this is just still, by North American or certainly UK standards, it's still absolutely deserted. You might see a handful of people.
Did you read about the penguin?
Yeah, so this is home to the rarest penguin in the world, the yellow-eyed penguin.
Yeah. Apparently the juveniles hop about around now. So,
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
good morning. Here we are, embarking on the drive home. It's going to be a long day. So we've got a 10-hour drive ahead of us back up to Kaikoura. It's Good Friday, so chances are there's going to be quite a bit of traffic on the road as well. Well, quite a bit in relative term. If you're from LA, there's no traffic on the road whatsoever. If you're from the UK, there's a teeny bit of traffic on the road.
That's how much traffic there is on the road.
And for New Zealand, look, this is a traffic jam.
Yeah, there it is.
Good morning, it's got light, and here we are in the delightfully named Gore. So welcome to Dunedin, the Edinburgh of the South. So two of our girls came to university in Dunedin. It's a university town. So a little stop for a stretch legs, because we've still got over 5 hours to go. So we're just stopping at the Moeraki boulders, which are, as you'll see in a moment, quite a unique
Kiwi attraction. Another wild beach on a bank holiday weekend, and look, it's disappointingly crowded.
But I think must be 850 or so kilometres. We're just on the final leg into Kaikoura, waiting at the stop and go section where they're doing the repairs from the Kaikoura quake. Yeah, it's nice out there. Look at that.
Last day of the recce, so yay! Not such a long drive today, only a couple of hours up to Picton. So last night ended up being the worst of the Airbnbs. It was too expensive to be basic.
So a little detour on the final leg between Blenheim and Picton. This is the magnificent Queen Charlotte Sound. It doesn't get a lot better than that. So here we are back in Picton. Time for some thoughts about the week. What a week! Set out on a recce, bought a house. Woo! What have we done? I think it's a place we can live in, which is lovely. And bought in cash. So, but again, we've got to not jump the gun too much. I mean, it looked in really good nick, but we've still got a builder's report and electrical inspection to be done, but that's the last of the formalities. So try and aim for, at the moment the close date's end of May. I think we'll try and bring that forward by a couple of weeks. But a good week. I mean, the weather has been absolutely impeccable. I can't help wondering what would have happened if it had been a more typical week's weather, autumnal weather in New Zealand. Would we have been quite as decisive?
Oh. It would just have been magnificent, but in a different kind of way.
Yeah. No, a lot of the scenery is indeed, magnificent in stormy weather as much as it is in sunny weather. And the nice thing about living down there is that we do get to, Bluff in particular, when those big southerlies come through. Oh boy, are we we're going to get hit. So it'll be nice living in a cosy insulated house. So anyway, so there you go. So that's where we're at. So really good week, and now just to catch the non-existent ferry back.